Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Valom's 1/72 Twin Pioneer, also known as the Twin Pin. Again, one of these things, Valom comes along with these kits and sometimes you think, that's actually really nice. Why has nobody else brought this type of thing out before? So here we go. This is the Valom one. Quick look around on the box. To be honest, there's not a lot to see on their boxes. Kit number for this one is 72137. Okay, you can see just round on there like that. So in the box itself, we have, going to stand up, there we go. We have one bag down in here and some instructions that we just whiz that out of the way. As always, we'll have a quick look through the instructions. They are never stapled as a rule. Decals are in there, that's all right. Okay, so with the instructions, the normal way, they're never pinned and they're a little bit cheap, shall we say, but they do the job. A little bit of information obviously about the actual aircraft itself, and then as always we've got the colour insert for this one. So obviously we've got the standard sort of Raspberry Ripple Empire Test Pilot School one, and then we've got the Air Atlantique one down the bottom here as well. Very colourful design. This particular kit is available in a few different flavours with different markings, so if you wanted to, I know there's another version of this with camo and various things on there like that. Then you've got the rest of the instructions. You've got your actual sprue trees laid out just down like that, and then obviously working our way through. And again, with pretty much all the Valom kits, adding a little bit of detail, you can take from what is an interesting kit into actually something really nice, because it gives you all the basics there, just maybe need to add a little bit more detail. So seats going through, obviously control yokes, then obviously you've got the instrument panel, the power levers down in there on the center console as well being fitted in, and then we've got a little bit of photo etch which is going to make up your actual rudder pedals, which is a nice little touch with that one, not that you're ever see them. Okay, and then we've got some decals for the actual harnesses as well, if you wanted to pop those on there just like that, and that's going to finish off your panels, your actual cockpit. Okay, then you've actually got the body, so technically there's nothing down in here. Again, you could add detail if you wanted down into this one. Okay, but anyway, glasswork being fitted in and windows, and again with the windows, because they're quite small, you could probably get away with the old PVA trick for doing your own windows in. That would make that a lot easier, because you could paint it all up and then do them all afterwards. Okay, so that's being fitted down in there just like that. And then these things will be a little bit of a walk around how you go through these things. So over here in step 4, we've got the wing section going in the top, and then at the back you've got 2, and then the triple tails being fitted down on there like that. And then we come around the other way, and we've got one big piece lower wing going down on there, and then the shorter outer part for the top wing. Lots of joins and things down in there, so just make sure you do a lot of test fitting to make sure they're going to go in okay. Then over here we've actually got the engines. So you can see a little bit of engine detail as well with this one. So we've obviously got some of the cowling work being fitted down onto there like that. Okay. Then we've got the sort of famous undercarriage for it, the gangly thing hanging out at the bottoms. Okay, so you've got your gear obviously being fitted down in there like that. And then as we make it our way round, number 8 showing these with the spars, with the wing spars being fitted down in there. And then obviously we've got these lower, they're like mini wings almost, which are obviously joining the engine nacelles to the gear and right the way through with this one. Okay, as those are being fitted on. Okay, and then where are we? Where's 9? Is that all done? That's why these are a little bit, yeah, on these. There we go. So then 9, we've actually got all the control parts being fitted down on, the props themselves being fitted onto it, okay, and obviously pitot tubes, things like that, and various sensors being fitted on. Okay, and then number 10 completes your build. So yeah, the instructions are a little bit basic, shall we say, but actually I think they're sort of adequate for what you're going to need. Again, have a good look through them as always for pretty much any kit, and then make your mind up exactly how you're going to tackle the project ahead. So plastic wise, and this is the bit where you look at it, I must admit with Valom stuff you don't really get excited about the sort of the boxing and stuff, because yeah, you know, think of it like limited run. Okay, but down in here when you get in amongst it all, and hopefully you'll agree, you'll sort of see the plastic, and actually yeah, it's a good starting jump off point to it. So down in here we've got the decals, as you can see, pretty much standard right the way through. Minimal carrier foam really for the actual ones you've got. These obviously got bigger carrier films, and we've got a decal here for the actual instrument panel. that little bit of photo etch, and when we say little, we're not joking. So we've got control yoke stand on there, and then obviously we've got those rudder pedals and a couple of windscreen wiper blades and those power levers, which are going to go down all in photo etch just like that. Okay, clear part, we might as well do that as we're here. Separate bag, very nice. Okay, and very, very nice indeed. Hopefully the camera will do that justice, because you can probably see we've got minimal distortion in that from pretty much all angles. So that is a very, very nice piece. And even these small windows, but again, to be honest with you, I think by the time you actually go around and do them yourself with a little bit PVA, you're probably going to have, if not the same as what you've got here. Okay, so if you wanted to save yourself a little bit of time and things, that's probably the way I would do it. Okay, so what we do, we're just going to poke this back in, just to keep that clear parts very nice and clear. Okay, so down into the plastic of this, as you can see, catching it in the light, it is recessed, but the moulds aren't as nice and as polished perhaps you'd find on the AAA companies, okay? But again, it's a nice starting place. It is all very straight, it's all in line, okay? You've got a little bit of raised and recessed details onto this one. There's no riveting or anything else like that, it's purely panel lines, but that's what we're saying. It gives you a really nice jump off on quite a unique aircraft. Flight deck as well, again, it's very simplistic. We were saying that's where you can add a little bit of detail. Front edge of these engines as well, as you can see, they're there. They're not anything you'd shout home about, but it's adequate, I think, for this scale. Wheels, one piece, two piece, I thought they were one. Okay, down in there again, and again, they've got these big ejector pins on here, so you may be wanting to take those out, all right? The actual engine, the cells themselves, pretty flashy. You can probably see it down on here, so it's going to take a little bit of clean up. Probably better get it together, then clean it up. But again, nothing that's major problem, no problem at all. I think that's actually all okay. The body themselves, fuselage, you feel it. It's got quite a rough texture to it, so you're probably going to want to make sure you sand and prime this one right the way through. Internal details, you can see it has got some very small amounts of internal details down in there, but again, nothing that you're going to sort of shout home about on that. But again, that's where you can come in as your modeler, and you can add as much to this kit or as little as you like right the way through. Something that's always very nice on the actual Valom kit is the surface detail, and that's what we're talking. We've got a little bit of raised down in here for the actual the ailerons on this, and again, we've got all the access panels and all the riveting and everything else right the way through. So again, although it feels quite gritty, a couple of swipes with a polisher and you'll be absolutely golden. Some of these small parts in here are suffering a little bit from flash right the way through, and especially when you get to the props, because the props are very, very flashy indeed. All right, and then just down here at the bottom here, we've actually got the floor for the actual cabin. Again, there's no locating pins on this, which in some ways is better because you can just line it up manually in case they're out, but you do want to make sure you take out these ejector pins on here to make sure you get a good perfect fit between both parts. But again, looking at it, as you can see, that's not a problem, any of that. Last up, we've actually got more from the wing section. If we run our way down amongst it, you can probably see really, really nice details on this one. It's what we're saying, it's got all the right start points. And then again, as we bring it down, we've actually got the tops of these wings looking very, very nice indeed. And then we've got the tails, and then obviously we've got the uprights and things like that. Again, all of it looking very, very nice. Again, we've looked at a lot of their kits, and it has always been the thing that, yeah, they're not the best in the world. This isn't a Tamiya kit or any way, but it's a really interesting subject, and it's all here. And that's the nice thing about this one. As I said before, in a lot of their kits, you could just do it straightforward out of the box and turn out something really very, very nice. Or if you wanted to, you could go in there and really detail it up and have something that is very unique. You're not going to see many of these, especially floating around the airshow sequence like that. So I have to say, it is absolutely fantastic. It's typical Valom right the way through it, and again, nothing that I don't think is beyond the average modeler. We're just taking your time, test fitting everything, making sure you got rid of all those ejector pins, and if it's not lining up, take a step back, have a look at it, and just work out where it's not going right, and you'll save yourself a lot of headache and probably a lot of filler as well. So there we go. As always, it is available through the PM store as well. That's the Valom 1/72 Twin Pioneer.